Welcome to the Willow Creek online training program. Today's module is entitled Emergency Preparedness for Food. The purpose of this module is to discuss the need for food storage in the Emergency Preparedness Plan, to teach you how to use the Emergency Preparedness Food and Water Program. See, the problem with food, it becomes a very complex problem because how much do you need per month? And then you have this many people, and this is your goal to get this much food storage. It becomes very complex. So what I did is I just wrote a computer program for you, and you can put how many people and how long you want it. And then I have this list of dietary things in there that I put together. I've spent quite a bit of time on this, but you can change it if you want. I'll show you how to change it also. But know that what I put in there isn't just by accident or random. I actually spent some time investigating these things. So I've loaded the program for you. Then you can go change it as needed. So mostly in this module, we're going to discuss how to use that program. But one thing I did want to mention, after natural disasters, foods often become scarce. This is an actual picture after, I don't know, some kind of emergency or disaster. And they just take everything off the shelves. And you may think, well, they'll have it back here in a couple hours. Not necessarily. Stores don't keep as much inventory as they once did. As our supply chains have become more and more efficient, they've been able to reduce inventory. Because with inventory comes liability for businesses, so they like to keep that down. And so they don't have a lot. And usually they get wiped out after a disaster. Everyone will buy anything they have on the shelf. And it depends. They can replenish it, but it's going to take time. And especially if the infrastructure is broken, the roads and the trucks can't get to the stores, this can be a big problem. Especially in those really big, heavy earthquakes that we've been talking about. So be aware of that. Food's going to become scarce. And as a result, you're better off to have a little food storage to get you by at least through these difficult situations. Now, what we're going to do next is I'm going to show you that program. I'm going to show you how to download it from the website and save it. And that's the first step. So let's go watch that video, and then we'll move on from there. All right, the first thing we do is go up here to listen to a presentation, select that. Go to our emergency preparedness class. Then we're going to come down here to the food module. See that right there. And we're going to take module. And in there you'll see a green Excel spreadsheet. You put the down arrow. And that will download it. You go to open. It says, do you want to open it? You say yes. And there it is. Next thing you might want to do is save. You can't see it, but you go to File, Save As, Browse. Remember, File up in the corner, Save As. And then you can come in here and click on where you want to save it. I know most of you can do this, and I understand that, but some people may not be able to, so I'm just trying to help them. All right, hopefully that video was good for you, helpful for you. Now, here we have the program. Everything in yellow you can do inputs in. So notice we have container size. You can put the container size you want in your food storage, and I've investigated all those. I went to walmart.com and filled all those out, what I thought was the container size I'm most used to seeing anyway. You may have to change that, and you can because it's in the yellow cells. How many do you currently have in your food storage? You may not have any food storage at all, then you'd put 0 in all of these. But if you do, you put those in there. Then you put the cost. This is where I went to walmart.com and got the cost for those container sizes and put them in here. But it's not going to work well if you don't put the right information. By the way, on that container size, it's all in either ounces or fluid ounces. Everything's just 1 unit. So you may have to convert from, for example, maybe it's in gallons. You'll have to put gallons in there and convert it into fluid ounces. That's what I did over here. See that 12,800? It's because I'm storing 100 gallons of water. And I need to put it in fluid ounces. So it went 12,800. And in other places I do ounces, so if they give you in pounds, you can put pounds here. It'll convert it into ounces for you. But remember, just ounces go in there, or else it'll really mess you up bad. Okay? And again, once you get that all settled in, put how many adults you have, how many months of food storage you want there, and like I say, you put what you already have in here. It may be all zeros for some of you, that's okay. And cost per container, that's where I went on Walmart.com and got all this information. Remember, this cost is for those container sizes over there in the yellow cells. And then this one other yellow cell here, column of yellow cells, is how much you need per month. And I looked that up and I spent quite a bit of time getting those numbers. So remember to be careful. That's why I said be careful changing these. If you have some good evidence that you don't use that much or you don't need that much, do that. Okay? And that will be fine. Now, these are the total number of ounces you need, for example, for grains. Total number of ounces. And that's how many ounces you've got of all this. You may say, oh, I don't want any pancake mix. Well, add something else to it to keep your total up to that recommended of 180. And when you start putting stuff, that's going to disappear, by the way. So you may want to write down 180 before you start moving these numbers around. But you can do that. Just be careful is all I ask. And we have many different things we look for here. Water, grains, sugar. What else do we have? Oils, milk, oils, fats, meats, beans, fruit, vegetables, baking items, spices, beverages. And I put in here how much you need per month also. Beverages, 16 ounce per person, month for dry goods, etc. Anyway, I put the monthly need for those over there. And then I got that to equal this to make sure I'm getting enough. Okay, that's how I did that. Then condiments, of course, you want those. Soups, meals, snacks, vitamins. And so I have all that. It's just about the food. It doesn't have sanitary supplies or anything like that. So you want to do that separately. But once you get everything put in there, it'll add everything up, show you how much it costs, and it will show you percentage-wise on weight, by the way, weight or volume, of your percent that you have fulfilled, that you currently have, and how much it's going to cost to make it 100%. Okay, so hopefully you find it helpful. Took me a little bit of time, but hopefully people will use it, and it won't be too confusing, is my hope. That's my real hope. All right. Now we will watch a video on how to protect and unprotect the spreadsheet. See, right now all you can do is change things in the yellow cells, but you may want to come in here and change something to do on this area of snacks. I don't want candy, so I'm going to replace it with soybeans or whatever the case may be, and you want to go and type that in. You can't right now, but I'm going to show you how to unlock the program so you can change anything you want in here, but you have to be careful because there's mathematical formulas in these and you don't want to delete those. So you just have to be real careful when you unlock it. So let's go watch that video right now and see if that will help you. Alright, so here I am at the spreadsheet. I'm going to show you how to unprotect it so you can change some of the other values in the spreadsheet. So let's go ahead and look at that. Alright, so eventually I'm going to come over here to Format and Unprotect Sheet. But right now it's protected, so watch what happens when it's protected. I'm going to come over here and try to change something in the cell. It'll give you an error message saying you can't, that cell's protected. Now the yellow ones I can input in there even when it's locked. Now, yeah, so there it is again. Then I'm going to come up here to Format. Come down here to Unprotect Sheet. Now it's unprotected. Now I can come in and change things. I'll come over here to Oats, and I'm going to delete that. See how I can delete that now? I typed it back in. You can do that. Now this is unprotected. You can do anything in here. Now I'm going to come back and lock it, Format, Protect Sheet, and say OK, and now it's all locked again. You try to get in there, it won't let you. And that's how you protect and unprotect the worksheet. Alright, hopefully you learned something new from that video. The next step is about the shopping list. See, once you can go over here to this tab called Shopping List, click on that. If you want to go back to the other one, you go to Worksheet. But shopping list, it gives you a shopping list of what you need to purchase to fulfill your goals on food storage and water storage as far as that goes. Okay? And by the way, that $200, the way I got that, I didn't spend that much on water. That was the amount of money it took to get me a water container. Okay? $200 for every 100 gallons. And they need 3 of those. So anyway, it costs $600. Just so you know, that's where that came from. But anyway, you get this whole shopping list here. You can print it off, take it to the store, and get to work. And so hopefully that will help you. Now let's go watch a video on how to print off your shopping list. All right, today we're going to show you how to do a shopping list. You just come down here, hit shopping list on that tab, and then you go up there to file. You may not be able to see that, but there's file. Then you print. It says print. Then you come in here. You go down. It says print both sides, one side. And I like 2 sides because my printer prints 2 sides. Then hit print, and it will print off for you. It's not too bad at all. Now, of course, you may want to save it again before you exit out. So I went back there, and I'm going to file, save, or there's a little save button up there also. And then I'm going to come back here, and there's an X, and you can just X out of it to shut down the program. All right, hopefully that video helped. Now let's move on. Just a reminder, we're kind of going back now, right? Acceptable risk is less than or equal to the maximum tolerable risk. Remember that? The main objective of this class is to help you implement a family disaster plan that will help the residual risk, which is inherent from your family disaster plan, be less than your family's acceptable plan. The reason I'm bringing up now is everyone has different needs for food supplies. And another thing I wanted to let you know that I haven't yet, you can order dry good foods, dried foods that will last for like 20 years. If you want to it makes it easy. It just costs money is all right, and it can be a little bit expensive. But you can just call up, they'll bring a whole pallet. Oh, you wanted a year's supply, here it is. Have fun, and it works real well. Doesn't take any effort to keep it up to date or anything. So that's another option, just so you know. But everyone's going to feel a different need for different amounts of food supplies and water supplies. All as I ask is put yourself in the emergency and then ask yourself what's acceptable risk before making those decisions and deciding what you're going to do. Well, congratulations, you're almost completed with this module. However, remember, you still need to complete that module exam. Congratulations, you have completed this module. Remember to always think ahead, be prepared, be safe, and you've got it, be happy. Have a great day. Goodbye.